The follow button is the most misunderstood button on the internet. Most people think following someone means they will see their content. In 2026, that is not how any major platform works. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, all of them changed the rules. On every major platform, the follow or subscribe button does not guarantee that you will see content from that account. It signals your interest to the algorithm, which uses that signal to refine its predictions about you. Whether the algorithm decides to show you that creators' next video depends on whether that video earns enough engagement from the subset of their audience the algorithm shows it to first. You followed the creator. The algorithm decides if that matters. The follow button's function has shifted from "show me this" to "I have demonstrated interest in this type of content." These are different instructions. The gap between those two instructions explains every frustration every user has had with every platform since 2018. Why this happened? The shift nobody announced. Between 2016 and 2018, every major platform quietly switched from one architecture to another. The old system was the follow graph. Your network of connections determined what you see. The new system is the interest graph. The algorithm predicts what you want regardless of who posted it. On the follow graph, subscribing meant you would see content. On the interest graph, subscribing tells the algorithm your interests, and then the algorithm decides everything else. This is why your YouTube feed shows you channels you have never subscribed to. This is why your Instagram feed shows you accounts you have never followed. This single architectural shift was never announced. It was never explained. It was just implemented. And it explains in one sentence why following someone no longer means seeing their content on any major platform. Why all platforms feel strangely similar. The 7 signals. If every platform has a different algorithm, why do they all feel strangely similar? Because they are measuring almost exactly the same things. 7 core signals drive ranking on every major feed. Content freshness, engagement velocity, how fast interactions accumulate in the first hours after posting, watch time or dwell time, saves and shares, weighted above passive likes, comment depth, replies to replies rather than standalone comments, profile interaction history, have you engaged with this creator before, and content signal matching, whether the content matches your historical engagement patterns. Every platform measures all 7. The difference between platforms is not what they measure, it is what they weight most heavily, and why. YouTube weights satisfaction because long sessions require genuine content quality to sustain. TikTok weights completion because a short video watched fully signals something universally compelling. Instagram weights saves because saved content generates a second session when the user returns to view it. Understanding the weighting explains every counterintuitive result. Why a smaller creator outperforms a larger one, why a highly liked video fails to reach new audiences, why a video with fewer comments ranks higher than one with more. TikTok. A TikTok account with 1 million followers can upload a video and get 200 views. A brand new account with 0 followers can upload and get 1 million. Both happen every day. Neither is unusual. This is not a bug. It is the design. TikTok was built around the interest graph from the beginning. Content earns distribution based on predicted interest, not on who created it. The specific mechanism that produces the 200 view result. TikTok tests every video with a small initial audience group before deciding whether to distribute further. The initial test batch is typically a few hundred to a few thousand accounts whose interest profile matches your content signals. If that test group watches your video to completion, shares it or saves it, TikTok expands distribution to a larger audience. If the test group scrolls past quickly, distribution stops. This is why content that seems to stop at a low view count is not being suppressed for quality. It failed the qualification test with the first audience group and was never shown to the broader population. The video was not seen and rejected by millions of people. It was seen and rejected by a few hundred, and the algorithm concluded the millions would react the same way. Watch time and completion rate are the primary ranking signals, estimated at 40 to 50% of the algorithm's weight. The key shift in 2025, shares and saves now outweigh likes in TikTok's signal stack. A video with 1,000 shares and 200 likes outperforms one with 10,000 likes and 100 shares. Finishing a long video, saving it, or sharing it to a specific person tells TikTok the content resonated specifically rather than being passively pleasant for a few seconds. Passive likes means something was enjoyable. Shares mean something was worth giving to another person. The algorithm knows the difference. The practical consequence for creators. Content that solves a specific problem, teaches something specific, or gives information someone would send to a specific friend. You need to see this. Content rather than "this is entertaining content" is structurally favored by TikTok's current signal weighting. Content that generates a save is content the algorithm treats as genuinely useful. Content that generates a like is content the algorithm treats as pleasant. Those two categories receive different distribution futures. Instagram. Instagram has a favorite metric, and it is not likes, it is saves. The reason is structural. When you save a piece of content, you return to it later, which generates a second session on the platform. Instagram's algorithm has specifically identified saves as the signal most predictive of repeat sessions. Optimizing for saves rather than likes is the single biggest structural change a creator can make to Instagram content strategy, and it is the thing most people optimize last rather than first. Instagram runs multiple parallel algorithms simultaneously. One for the main feed, one for stories, one for reels, one for explore. Each surface is optimized differently. Stories weights recency and relationship strength. Accounts you interact with most frequently appear at the top. Reels is closer to TikTok's approach. Interest graph, completion rate, saves and shares. Explore weights engagement velocity in the first hour above almost everything else. The 2026 update most creators haven't heard about. Instagram now runs AI-powered detection to identify reposted content, not just visible watermarks, but slightly edited versions. Accounts that post 10 or more reposts within a 30-day period are excluded from all recommendations. Explore, Reels tab, and suggested posts, not just individual videos. A single account's entire distribution can be algorithmically suppressed by a pattern of reposting. YouTube. For years, creators believed one thing: more watch time equals more views. Today, that advice can actively hurt your channel. The most significant change in YouTube's ranking system is that satisfaction signals, specifically post-watch behavior and survey data, now outweigh raw watch time as the primary signal for recommendation. What post-watch behavior means in practice? Did you immediately click another video from the same channel after finishing? Did you search for the creator's name after watching? Did you return to YouTube the same day? Did you rate the video through YouTube's survey prompt? A shorter video that generates all of those signals outperforms a longer video that people finish without acting on. Optimizing for watch time alone drives creators toward padding their content to hit algorithmic thresholds. And YouTube's satisfaction weighting is specifically designed to detect and penalize that pattern. The implication is direct. A 6-minute video that leaves someone satisfied and clicking for more will outperform a 25-minute video that someone watches to the end out of obligation and then closes the app. The structural insight most creators miss: YouTube's suggested video surface, videos appearing in the sidebar while you watch, is more powerful for distribution than the homepage or search. A video recommended next to a video with 10 million views reaches an audience already actively engaged and currently watching. That is the actual growth mechanism on YouTube, not SEO, not homepage ranking. Suggested placement next to already popular content in the same topic area. How you earn placement in suggested. Your video first performs well enough on a smaller audience that YouTube begins testing it against progressively larger videos. The signal that triggers that escalation is not view count. It is viewer satisfaction combined with watch-through rate. A video that people finish and then watch another video from the same channel tells YouTube that placing this creator next to popular content will increase session time, which is exactly what YouTube wants. The implication for content strategy: the goal is not to reach the homepage or rank in search first. The goal is to build a body of content that performs well enough together that YouTube starts pairing it with larger content. Each video that earns a suggested placement next to popular content exposes the rest of the channel's videos to that audience. That is how channels break through. Not from one viral video, but from a pattern of satisfaction signals that earns a consistent suggested placement. The system every platform uses to punish cross-posting. After seeing how TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube work, a natural question emerges. Why does the same video perform differently on each platform? The answer is competitive suppression. Every major platform actively suppresses content that was visibly created for or first distributed on a competing platform. Instagram has officially stated it downranks content with TikTok or CapCut watermarks. YouTube downranks shorts showing signs of first being edited for TikTok's format. TikTok's algorithm preferences content uploaded natively through its own tools over content transferred from external editors. The platforms are not just competing for users, they are competing at the algorithm level to prevent content that succeeded elsewhere from succeeding on their platform. The mechanism is not just watermarks. Editing apps that offer one-click cross-posting preserve metadata that platforms use to identify origin, native upload, raw footage, exported before posting to any platform, uploaded independently through each platform's tools, outperforms cross-posted versions every time. Not because the content is different, because the algorithm detects where it came from. LinkedIn, the most important signal, is invisible. LinkedIn's most important ranking signal cannot be seen by anyone looking at the post. It is dwell time. How long you pause on a post before scrolling. You do not need to click, react, or comment. If you stop scrolling and read for a few seconds, LinkedIn records it as a positive signal. This is why walls of text, posts with no images that would perform poorly on any other platform, frequently outperform polished graphics on LinkedIn. The algorithm detects that people are stopping to read. Most LinkedIn content strategies optimize for likes and comments. The signal that actually drives distribution is invisible to everyone except the algorithm. X, the platform that accidentally published its own algorithm. In 2023, X did something no major platform had ever done. It published its recommendation algorithm source code on GitHub. What the code confirmed? Blue verification subscribers receive approximately 4 times the algorithmic amplification of non-subscribers at every stage of the recommendation system. Replies receive significantly lower distribution than original posts and quote tweets. Posting external links reduces distribution. The algorithm detects URLs and reduces amplification because off-platform links reduce session time. The hierarchy that emerged from the code. Text-only posts outperform posts with images, which outperform posts with videos, which outperform posts with external links. This is directly opposite to content advice given for every other major platform. On X, the content that looks least produced and most conversational receives the most organic reach because it keeps users on the platform rather than clicking away. The unifying insight: TikTok feels completely different from YouTube. YouTube feels nothing like Instagram. Instagram feels different from LinkedIn. The interfaces are different, the logos are different, the cultures are different, but underneath all of them, every algorithm is solving the same problem. Predict what will keep you on the platform for 1 more minute. That single objective, 1 more minute, produces all of the behaviors described in this video. The follow button became a signal because signals are more useful than commitments for predicting 1 more minute. Completion rate became the top TikTok signal because a completed short video predicts that the next video will also be completed. Saves became Instagram's favorite signal because saved content brings the user back for another session. Satisfaction became YouTube's primary signal because satisfied viewers return the same day and watch more. The platforms appear different. The algorithms are increasingly the same. And they are all optimizing for the same minute. The algorithm doesn't just control your social feed. There are layers of the internet that operate without any algorithm at all, and layers that most people never reach. The 7 levels of internet is on screen right now.